10 days in, and still no sign of Vince Viafor. While 2 New York State investigators are standing nearby on Bannerman's Island, they claim Angelica Graswald is about to drop a bombshell on another investigator, Donald DeQuarto.
She looks up at me and she says, "You know about the plug, right?" And at that point, I didn't know what she was talking about. So I said, "Tell me about it." She said, "He didn't have the plug in that kayak." And I said, "Is that why his kayak sunk?" And she's like, "Yes." I said, "Did you take it out?" She said, "Yes, I think I did."
A stunning revelation, and according to DeQuarto, that wasn't all.
She goes on to also tell me about a ring that was on a paddle that she had taken off to disable and dismantle his paddle so it was inoperable. I said, "Did you take the plug out and take the ring off the paddle because you wanted him dead?" And she says, "Yes, I guess I did." And I said, "Was there a point where you could have helped him or saved him, but you didn't?" And she says, "Yes." I said, "So you didn't help him?" She says, "No." And I said, "Why?" And she goes, "I wanted him gone. I wanted to be free, and I wanted to be myself."
At this point, you're getting a confession.
Yes.
And I'm sure it's not what you expected to hear.
No, it wasn't anything that we expected to hear because we had went there to do a search of the island. We had nothing with us. We had no pens.
You weren't recording her.
No.
You don't place her under arrest.
I don't handcuff her. I don't place her under arrest. However, she just confessed to murder, so she wasn't free to leave per se. I saw the other investigators. I said, "You know, you're not going to believe this."
And I said to him, "You got to be kidding me." I probably used it a little bit more.
Candid terms.
Yeah. But I was shocked.
So this turned from an innocent, grieving fiancé to possibly a cold-blooded killer.
Yeah, absolutely. No pun intended, the tide changed.
On the boat ride back across the Hudson, on the very waters where Vinny disappeared, Moscato says Angelica does something else that shocks investigators.
She throws up her hands and she says, "I'm free." And we're like looking at each other like, doesn't this girl get it? She just pretty much confessed to murder. How free can you be?
35-year-old Angelica Graswald is brought back to the State Police Barracks for questioning. After she's read her rights, the 11-hour head-spinning interview begins. Remember, none of her alleged statements on Bannerman's Island were recorded, so cops need her to confess on tape.
So we had a good discussion up there.
We did.
I think you feel like that, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I know you probably don't want to run through it again, but this is what we have to do. All right?
DeQuarto starts by asking her about the plug.
Why didn't you have that plug in there?
He didn't have it because I guess I had it.
Did you intentionally take that plug out because you wanted to set yourself free?
Because it wasn't like I didn't want to kill him or anything like that.
Did you want him gone? Isn't that what you said?
I do.
Okay.
Not gone. I still want him. I still want a kid with him.
When DeQuarto asks another way, he gets a very different answer.
When you watched him in the water, was a part of you saying, "My worries are going away now, and I'm free"? And were you almost euphoric that he was going to be gone? You felt that way? Still do.
But just an hour later, the euphoria seems to subside, and Angelica changes her story yet again.
You watched him drown. I know it's difficult. I know.
No, I didn't just watch him drown. I tried to do something about it.
That's a little different from when you told me earlier, though.
Mm.
Why? Why do you keep changing what you're saying? You're confusing me, and that's an issue for me.
Trying to zero in on a possible motive, DeQuarto asks about Vince and Angelica's relationship, specifically about the sexual demands Vince allegedly put on her, as she described to investigators on Bannerman's Island.
We had no issues.
And what issues with that?
The sexual stuff.
Okay. He always wanted sex.
Yeah.
You do sexual things.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
He wanted threesomes, porno, everything.
Okay.
And I was not ready.
But could the real motive be money?
He has a life insurance policy.
Yeah.
And you were on it?
Yes.
They take a break. Angelica checks herself out in the mirror and does some yoga. A quick sun salutation and downward dog before...
Matt, nice to meet you.
5 hours in, DeQuarto's partner joins the interrogation, and they go over Angelica's story again from beginning to end. At one point, circling back to the ring on the paddle. Remember, DeQuarto claims she confessed to taking the ring off the paddle in order to disable it.
How long before you guys went on your kayaking trip did you take that ring? Was it the same day?
I didn't take the ring.
Yet another changed story.
Stop holding back
Okay.
and tell us
Tell you what.
what was really going through your head that afternoon about what was going to happen on that Hudson River.
What do you want?
What I want to travel the world.
No, what did you want?
What did he want?
What did you want that day?
That day, I wanted to be free.
Then, Angelica describes her internal struggle.
What are your feelings and emotions knowing that this is about to happen? That when you're going...
I'm like ripping in two parts. You know, angels and demons.
What's the demon side saying?
The demon side. Oh, it's not a good side. You guys don't want to see that side of me. Nobody does. That side was telling me, just make me take what happened. Just let it go. But the good side was take it. Take it. We can do it. We can do it. We're strong.
Why the demon side went out?
Well, because it's the way he's treating me.
They take another break, and over the next several breaks, Angelica fits in almost an entire yoga class. Then, several hours in, the interview resumes. And with hands to the heart,
I don't want to admit that I killed him.
Okay, I understand that.
Okay.
But you did. The reality is, you took that plug out because you wanted to kill him. You wanted him to be dead. You wanted to be free.
I took it out before.
Yes.
A long time before.
Because you wanted him to die.
Yes. At some point, yes.
Angelica, the reality is this, okay? You killed Vinny, right?
You
No, I'm asking you the question.
want
I
me
want
to
to
hear
hear.
it?
I want you to tell me the truth.
I am telling you,
What is the answer to that question?
I didn't want him.
Angelica, what is the true answer to that question?
You need a statement.
coming up, what's Angelica about to say? And
She was just a target.
was she backed into a corner?
They wanted to make a murderer here.
By taking that plug out, you killed Vinny, correct?
Correct.
And you wanted that to happen, correct?
Correct.